And it remains an 8-point lead.
They called it a tough situation for everybody, but again, I'm going to say this to you. Stan Van Gundy has known this information for a long time, but now Dwight has been outed. I mean, I guess the word that would be most mild again would be disingenuous about what his expectation for his coaching or his coach's future would be. Now, how comfortable will he be the rest of the season?
We'll see how he reacts on a personal level as Andre Iguodala knocks down his first field goal of the ball game.
Because he is a guy who wants to be liked, and he's still very young at 26 years of age.
Well, some feel that might be part of the issue, is that sometimes you can't please everybody. Maybe what he was trying to do a little bit earlier this season. 8-point ball game, Philadelphia with the lead. Under a minute to go here in the first half. 76ers trying to get back on the winning track. Number 7 seed right now in the Eastern Conference. Hawes on the baseline. Good show and go. And Young fouled by Duhan. Once again, good ball movement, Doris, by the 76ers.
Good ball movement, good player movement. Hawes using the dribble to create an angle for that pass.
Hawes missed some 29 games earlier this season, and he's a big facilitator for the 76ers team. Sends Thaddeus Young to the free throw line out of Georgia Tech. Young, a 77% free throw shooter, knocks down the first of 2, and Young, you know, he's an interesting matchup. He is often too strong for other threes and too fast for fours, and gives Doug Collins a little bit of versatility, right?
Oh, no question. You know, just an outstanding athlete. Very difficult in the open floor for any four looking opposite his speed.
Here's Howard on the block. The blow by against his former teammate Tony Battie. And Battie uses one of those fouls, sending Howard back to the free throw line.
Now, the way he reacted after that shot, you wonder if his back isn't bothering him. He just sort of grimaced after he made that move. So you mentioned his struggles against New York, his struggles again today. It might be a two-part equation here.
Knocks down the first of 2. Dwight Howard spent a lot of time, it's been well documented, with Hakeem Olajuwon during the offseason, working on his offensive game. If that isn't enough, they've got Patrick Ewing on the bench, former grade, and Mark Price, another one of the coaches for the Orlando Magic. There's a lot of shooting on that bench.
Yeah.
Timeout called.
It's been tremendous. Meeks has made shots.
And Meeks has 11, along with Williams, the high scorers for the 76ers. Here we go. Now they're going to run it from out top. 10 seconds to go in the half. It's the ball screen from Young. Working against Howard, got the switch. Good defense by Howard, moving his feet, and gets the block. And intransigent, defiant Dwight Howard comes up with a big defensive play, and you know what? He might be hurting a little bit. Not moving as well as you would expect. And remember, he sat out those 2 games with a bad back. Howard getting up slowly.
Picked up. I thought we were more active on the defensive end. In order for us to win this game, we know we got a long stretch ahead of us and trying to bounce back for this season. So we just picked it up with the energy on both ends.
You talked about the defense. You held them to 13 points in the second quarter. What were you doing defensively?
Just flying around. We're allowing Dwight to kind of do things on his own. We know they have a lot of three-point shooters, so we're just staying home, allowing our big guys to play one-on-one, just staying connected to the shooters.
All right, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Mark?
Well, Doug Collins, his head coach, hit him up with a special motivating text message prior to the game today. Asked him if he was ready. Lou Williams certainly ready. He had 11 points off the bench, the team's leading scorer, responding in the first half. Jody Meeks also with 11. 76ers outscoring Orlando by 13 in that second quarter. And Thaddeus Young doing good work on the glass. Stay tuned for the Toyota halftime show.
25%, 1 of 2 from the line for Dwight Howard in the first half. Hi, and welcome into the Toyota Halftime Show. Kevin Connors, Fab Fiver, Jalen Rose. The subject of tonight's Toyota NBA Sports Nation is, in fact, Dwight Howard. Jalen, I want you to be frank, be honest, as you always are in your assessment of Dwight Howard. How did he look in the first half?
Maybe his back is bothering him, but still, he's Dwight Howard, probably the most athletic big the game has seen in the past, say, since Wilt Chamberlain. He's not exploding around the basket. To post up and be effective, you need court awareness, body control, positioning, and a soft touch. These are pretty good moves, except he's about to give the Jerry West logo a concussion the way it's hitting the backboard. So now you put him in pick and roll. Chris Duhon, GPS, throw it to number 12 for the lob. He kicks it out to the shooter. That's why a team is shooting only 31% in the first half. Now, granted, they're missing Q Rich, they're missing Anderson, they're missing Hito. But for Dwight Howard, I would love him to see him be more dominant.
It seems like his teammates aren't even really sure where to get him the ball, Jalen.
Because you're missing 3 of your top rotation players. You got other guys trying to play multiple minutes. They're not really used to. This team is depleted. But give the Sixers and Hawes some credit. He's playing on one-on-one. Dwight Howard has to attack better.
You know what may have been the most entertaining part of that first half was Lisa Salter's conversation with Magic GM Dwight Howard, who said, you know what, neither Dwight Howard nor Stan Van Gundy handled themselves professionally earlier this week. Lisa also asked this question.
Will there be any coaching changes between now and the end of the season?
No, I don't anticipate that happening. I think that they're going to have to figure this relationship out from here into the playoffs.
GM Otis Smith, not Dwight Howard. He's got enough of a job to do. GM Otis Smith. All right, so it's taken them 4 months to get to this point, John. How are they going to work this out in 2 weeks before the playoffs?
The Orlando Magic need both. They need Stan Van Gundy, who's one of the better coaches in the NBA, to finish coaching this playoff team. They need their superstar, Dwight Howard, at the center position to be dominant. Right now, this team is struggling for a lot of the reasons that I mentioned. But as long as you're picking up a check on the 1st and the 15th, the fans want to see you get out there and perform.
Magic scored 12 points in the first 3.5 minutes of this game, 25 points over the final 20.5 minutes. And fans, let your voice be heard. Log on to ESPN.com and search Sports Nation. Celtics and Pacers in action tonight in Indianapolis. Obviously a game that Sixers fans have their eye on. First quarter, how about Rajon Rondo, the alley-oop. Jalen to Greg Stiemsma.
That's the job of a traditional point guard, Rajon Rondo, making other players better with the lob for the easy dunk. The big fellas stay happy when their point guard gives them those easy looks.
Oh, Kevin Garnett staying happy on the pick and roll from Paul Pierce. Celtics led by 13, and then fourth quarter up 8. Garnett in and out and in again. Celtics led by 10 at that point. They are up by 9 here in the fourth quarter. And how many times have we seen Ray Allen do that?
Double screen by Brandon Bass. Ray Allen over the left, over the right shoulder, knocks it in.
24 points off the bench. Celtics up 14. Still to come on the Toyota Halftime Show. Moving day at the Masters. Wait till you
some of the pertinent numbers. Bench points, 30 bench points for the 76ers. That is their way, of course, when you look at Lou Williams and Jody Meeks. 2 guys doing a lot of the heavy lifting coming off the bench for Philadelphia, shooting 41% from the field. Mark Jones courtside along with Doris Burke Lisa Salters joining us in just a few. Interesting first half. And as far as Orlando goes, Dwight Howard says, I'm the leader. I've got to stay strong, but showing some weakness because of a back injury. Not himself in the first half.
He certainly didn't play like it. And Philadelphia can challenge those three-point shots because they are allowing their interior guys to play him one-on-one, whether it was Spencer Hawes or Elton Brand. They just tried to make him shoot over the top, make him make tough twos, and it was a difficult first half. And the only time they came with a double was when he put the ball on the floor. The T gets a foul call there, but it allows you to stay attached to the shooters.
Dwight Howard, 2 of 8 from the field, 8 rebounds, a couple of blocks, and 7 points. As for the Philadelphia 76ers, one of the highest scoring benches in the NBA. That trend continuing in that direction. Lou Williams, one of the key cogs for them.
Well, he and Jody Meeks, a little bit hot and cold as shooters, but when they get it going, they're dangerous scorers. It's a team that does it by committee. 14 assists on 17 baskets. The ball moved. Everybody had touches on multiple occasions. Their early offense is important. They can't grind it out in a half court and try to execute to win games. They've got to make plays off offensive rebounds, get deflections, score off their defense, and they did all of that in the first half.
Yeah, Doris, despite the fact that they got off to a slow start offensively, they were able to overcome that. And Jameer Nelson and Andre Iguodala wired for sound. Let's listen in.
Hey, you gotta keep talking on defense. Come on. Hey, we all got a rebound now. You got a rebound. Finally made a shot.
Sometimes you got to laugh when you're struggling. I guess the adage that Iguodala living by tonight.
Just 1 for 6, but he did have 4 rebounds, 6 assists.
But Collins running a lot of the offense through him, handling it, bringing it up court. Holiday's had a quiet night offensively. Here's Iguodala from the wing. He's an improved three-point shooter. They're missing that time, but they get another possession. Here's Turner. They swing it around weak side to Iguodala.
Boy, this building is quiet.
Unusually so for a usually raucous Sixer crowd. Brand missing the foul line jumper. And here comes Jameer Nelson. Nelson making a homecoming tonight. He's from nearby Chester, PA, and Glenn Davis finishing strongly with the and one. Let's go courtside to Lisa. Lisa, what's up with Dwight?
Hey, Mark. Well, you remember Dwight Howard left the court at halftime grimacing after falling down. He looked like he possibly re-injured his back. Remember, this is just his second game back after missing 2 games because of back spasms. I'm told that back in the locker room at halftime, he said he was experiencing tightness in the back, and head athletic trainer Keon Weiss used hot packs to try to loosen things up. They also tried to get Dwight out of the locker room earlier and out on the floor to warm up, also just to keep the back as loose as possible.
Yeah, Lisa, he was out there shooting free throws and getting warmed up, and actually was a little in pain, seemingly grimacing again, running up court. Elton Brand with the slam dunk. Nice feed, and the Sixers continue to move it well, Doris.
Yeah, 15 assists now on 18 baskets. And again, it's a team that requires each other to make shot opportunities.
Here's Jameer Nelson. Back out to Glenn Davis. Howard gets up strongly for the rebound, fouled, and will go to the free throw line. You know, I don't think that there's a player in the league, Doris, that takes more of a beating on a game-to-game basis than Dwight Howard.
Well, think about how often over the years Stan Van Gundy has preached about what he believes is difficult officiating against this guy. He's really gone to bat for him in that regard.
Consider the fact that as frequently as he's fouled, last year there wasn't one flagrant foul called against Dwight Howard.
Well, it's interesting. There was a play in the first half where Hawes absolutely pushed him on a board, but the official doesn't react because Dwight got the rebound. We think about how many times he is rebounding in traffic and is the guy that comes away with it.
9 points to go along with 8 rebounds and a couple of blocks. Just underway here in the second half. The 76ers leading by 5. The Magic trying to snap their longest losing streak in 5 years. It stands at 5 games coming into tonight. Hawes with the dribble handoff. Holiday